Welcome to episode 21 of the PTFO podcast, the podcast for adults by adults. I'm Travis.
I'm Juan.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Jordan.
We don't have Buckman this week. Buckman's busy doing life shit, and wanted to say good luck to him on whatever the hell he's doing, that he can't be here. So you can check us out on PTFOpodcast.com, on Twitter at PTFOpod. You can email us at PTFOpod@gmail.com. We are putting our podcast backed up on, I don't know, what do you call it? Backed up on top of video on YouTube. So, yeah, you could go to YouTube, PTFO Podcast on YouTube, and listen to our episodes and watch various gameplay. Last week it was Battlefield Hardline gameplay. It's my gameplay, so it's not very good, but you can get a shot of what it looks like.
Dude, I was watching it. Dude, you were kicking ass.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
When I saw him play, I was like, damn, Travis is good.
Well, it's, and I didn't cut that up for, my best stuff. I just cut out the lulls of whatever, like taking a shit and getting a drink, whatever. But it did end up being halfway decent. I mean, I didn't go crazy as far as kills, but I was able to get a bunch of captures in that game. One of the games in that video, I did get like 15,000 points. So it was good. I'm enjoying that game when it comes to, my ability to play Battlefield. I'm doing a little bit better than that one than I have others in the past. But we'll get to some Battlefield discussion here in a little bit. I want to say thanks again to Matt. Matt's our number one fan. We're going to mention Matt probably every episode because he stays in contact with us on Twitter. He emails us constantly, and he lets us know what he thinks, sends us questions. So, Matt, we love you. We appreciate it. So let's go ahead and check in with Jordan. What's going on, Jordan?
Not much, man. School, work, kid, life. Really nothing new.
Yeah. What are you playing right now?
Same old. Some Smite, some Guild Wars, and then I'm also keeping an eye on Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor is a game on Steam. It got pretty popular. It's a co-op, I guess zombie survival, but they're not zombies per se. They're more just mutants. 4-player co-op, FPS, survive waves of mutants. And like I said, the first one was pretty successful. The second one's been in talks for a while. It's been in development, and on PC Gamer right now, there's actually a hands-on video, and then there's a full match playthrough of Killing Floor 2. So for anybody looking for a fun, co-op game, first-person shooter for PC, Killing Floor 2 is definitely going to be sweet. It's going to be cheap. I'm assuming it's only going to be $20, maybe $30, because Killing Floor 1 was only that much. I believe it was $20 at launch. So it's looking pretty good. I'm watching the video right now, and the graphics are pretty sick. It's really nice, updated, polished. So check that out, people.
All right. Juan, what's going on, man?
Nothing new. Same old.
Same old shit? What
Boring.
you playing?
Hardline. I played some Battlefield 4. Really enjoyed it. I played some Destiny with Buckman. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I did too. I played with Buckman. It was nice to... He seemed to be having fun playing Destiny for the first time. That's the problem he had, is he played through that a little bit by himself, and that game is not meant to be played with random people or by yourself. And it could really sour it for you. Joey, what's going on, man?
Still playing Hardline and liking it a lot more than other people I've talked to. Doing the same old stupid shit at work. Long days,
Boring.
sitting around waiting for the word. All of our enlisted and active duty service members out there probably know exactly what I'm talking about.
Which
other
we
than
have
that,
a lot of. I keep seeing, like, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I really wanted to point this out. The uptick in downloads we're getting through Podbean on military, what is that, an AFPO? What's it called?
It'd be like an APO.
Yeah, APO, and there's a Air Force Base one, and we get a lot. Whenever I used to see, like, the Netherlands, and I see a lot of that still, but I'm seeing locations that are definitely military bases, and definitely in towns that have military bases. Like, we had like 2,000 downloads in Germany. And I was like, what the hell's going on in Germany? Well, when I looked on the map, there's the Ramstein Air Force Base, and like within another 100 miles, there's another military installation. So yeah, we got a large military listenership right now, and we're loving it. You guys need to send us send us your name, send us where you're stationed, let us know how you're doing. We'd love to give you a shout out.
But yeah, other than that though, family's good. Zoe's actually like a human being now, almost 2 years old. Like, you know what I'm talking about, like when they go from like the baby stage to like, oh my god, she's like a little human. You know what I'm talking about, Travis?
Yeah, give you the scowl when she doesn't like something.
Yeah, like crosses her arms and I tell her no.
Yeah.
Like, hey, but yeah, other than that though.
Yeah, there's nothing like being, the father of a daughter, just the same as being, I mean, there's nothing like being a father in general. But, yeah, me, I'm the same way. Jordan's babysitting my wife and kid right now. They're over at his place.
Your kid's babysitting my kid, which is working good for everybody.
So, yeah, my kid's, she's a little babysitter, man. Like I said, she's the baby whisperer, and she's been like that ever since, like, any babies come around, she's there, dude, and she loves them, and she's so infatuated with the fact that she has, like, blood relatives, cousins, and because she doesn't have any brothers or sisters, so her cousins are, like, her next closest thing, and it's like, she's just so excited to be a part of their lives. It melts me when I see her, holding babies and being part of the life of something so little and her being so good with it. I'm hoping that she is a brain surgeon, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's a teacher. You know what I mean? If she ends up being, a doctor like I want her to be, she'll probably end up being a pediatrician. It's just she has this love for other kids, and like our neighbor girls, they're like probably anywhere from 3 to 5 years younger than her, and she'll go right out there and play with them just like they were her age, and she can go down to their level and do things that they like to do, like be on the swings, and she's 11 years old and she has no problem sitting right there drawing on the concrete with those little girls with chalk, and then the next day she could be playing volleyball with kids her own age and be interacting perfectly with them. So I'm proud of her when it comes to that. That's mostly her mother in her, though, because I was introverted and Ellie's a little social butterfly, and she gets that from her mom. But enough about my kid. Yeah, this, I've been playing Battlefield Hardline. I'm enjoying it as much as you can. Juan and I have been having a pretty interesting discussion about it, the things that we like and dislike about it. We'll get into that. Our reviews should go up sometime around Monday on PTFOpodcast.com between mine, Joey's, and Juan's. Also, right now on PTFOpodcast.com, there is kind of like a semi-daily blog that you can check out. Matt's been being part of it, and Juan's been doing real well writing for it. I didn't do very well at it, but I tried, so check that out. But other than that, I'm about to go out of town tomorrow. I'm going to be out of town for a few weeks, going to a little shitty town in Idaho, another little shitty town in Montana, and an even shittier town in Wyoming. So I don't know. I assume I'm going to be getting shitty internet. I'm not going to divulge the company on here, but kind of internet's is going to be an issue. But the shitty part is like I'm going to be redoing the buildings that house the internet for the area. So you would assume if I'm going to be working on, where all the servers and shit are housed, that I could be able to get half-decent internet. And the hotel people told me that if they can get me 5 gigs download and half a gig upload, I'd be doing good. So this is definitely like, early 1900s porn compared to, Pornhub today. This is terrible. So, or whatever, your mom's porn or whatever fucking Jordan likes. I forget what he said it was called.
No comment.
So yeah, we're gonna move on here. Let's go ahead and jump on and do Matt's question. Matt sent us a question. He said, what map pack from the previous Battlefield games would you want to see remade? Matt wants to see Close Quarters from Battlefield 3 remade for Battlefield Hardline. I'll take off from there. The simple fact is I don't know the names of them all. I do know the Battlefield 4 ones. But because of Hardline, I'm seeing that I do like a more condensed, faster-paced Battlefield game. So, to me, Hardline's like a good mix of Call of Duty and Battlefield with some certain flaws, not perfect, but close. So, I'd like to see probably a Close Quarters or like a Operation Locker kind of thing with Battlefield Hardline, which is probably what Grow House is in the block right now. So, what about you, Joey?
What the hell was the name of it? I think it was called Armored Kill, I think. Yeah. It was like, I think Caspian Border, when they brought back the maps from Battlefield 3 on the Battlefield 4.
You liked Caspian Border? See, I hated that.
It's called, I think it was a Armored Kill map pack, Battlefield 3. I think that's the name of it.
Well, other than just a whole patch, it didn't have to be a whole, you know. If there's a map you want to, like for me, it's just like I like to see more maps. Like, I like the indoor, you know, close quarter stuff. I'm like Juan, I'm not a big fan of this outdoor close quarter stuff, like Hollywood Heights. It's a little too much outdoor for being close quarters. So, but when you have like the whole map is inside of a building, I like that sometimes. So, I like to see that come back.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd like to take the question. You
Sure,
know,
yeah.
and I'd like to respond by, you know, all the maps were great. You know, every map in Battlefield has been just a rip-roaring good time. So I'd like to see all of them. I've never played Battlefield. Hey, but you know what though? Like, I played Modern Warfare 3, and I watched my buddy play Battlefield 3, I think it was, and Battlefield 3 looked more my style, because, like, Call of Duty is pop around a corner, you know, whoever pulls the trigger first wins, but, like, I don't know, when I watched him play Battlefield, he was, like, on the side of a mountain in a fucking 10-mile long map, and he was sniping people, and it looked just way more fun, you know, a lot more free roam. And
it is more fun like that.
well, I don't know if he was running down, capturing objectives and shit. I'm just saying, like, the vastness of it looked way more fun to me than trying to snipe in a Call of Duty map where, you know, you're sniping 10 feet in front of you.
I agree. I think my favorite was that Vietnam. It's more of an expansion, but it added so much. It added so many weapons, added new maps, new tanks and stuff. Hardline is kind of the same. It's kind of like an expansion to 4. It changes it up, but it's just its whole new game. Did you ever play that, Joey?
No, I did not.
It was on Bad Company 2.
No, I started with Battlefield 3.
Bad Company 2 is so sick. That expansion was amazing. I loved it. They had flamethrowers on it and stuff. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the games that, like, are almost like the closest to, like, realism you can get, you know? And, like, I know it's cool, like, playing stuff that, like using guns that people used in the past in the military and stuff, but I don't know. I like where Battlefield goes instead of, like...
Oh, you like present day? You don't like...
Yeah, like present day, instead of, like, Call of Duty going, like, 30 years into the future and shit, you know?
I like the past, though. I'm starting to want a game that's in the past. I wouldn't mind a Battlefield that's in the past, or a COD that's in the past.
Yeah, I'd like one of them to do that. That'd be great to really, you know... If one of them's going to do it, I would like to see Call of Duty do it, because I think Battlefield, like Joey says, does it perfect as far as, like, modern, you know, war. But I don't want to go to, you know... I like to see Call of Duty do it. More of a twitch shooter with the old weapons. That does seem fun. So
yeah, but the Vietnam DLC was really... It just made the game feel new. It was like later in its life. It was really cool.
So yeah, Matt, that's our answer to your question. Keep sending them. We need you. You're kind of keeping this thing going with us, so we appreciate the question. Email your questions to ptfopod@gmail.com. You can send them through Twitter at PTFO Pod, or, the best thing to do is just go to PTFOpodcast.com, click through the contact us button, or, whatever. Just let us know what you think, and we'll go from there.
Any feedback would be great, because if all you guys listen, we get so many listens a week. Why are you listening? Tell us why you listen. Tell us what you want to hear. Like, dude, we need feedback for serious.
Yeah. It's like I am so I just can't believe how hard it is to get the feedback, You guys got to come out and help us out here and let us know what we're doing right, wrong, indifferent. I know the downloads are there. I see them. I know you guys are listening. Let us know what you think. Be part of the show. I really want to help you guys out. So, I want to make this show exactly the way, I really want to make this show exactly the way the community wants it made. And we can do that only by shit that the community says, because we play together every day. We know what we want to do here, but we really want to make this like a crowdsourced podcast. In order to do that, we got to have the crowd. So I really want to encourage you guys, like Jordan said, let us know what you think. We have received a few emails here and there, so just keep them coming.
I think we need to have a section where Travis praises indie games. He picks one indie game every week and has to say a lot of nice things about it and say why it deserves to.
You know what I was trying to get him to do is post YouTube videos of him playing indie games.
Yeah, the problem is I just don't have time, and I can't stand it.
He played wine.
But you have to say nice shit about it, though.
What, that it works? I mean, what could you say about Fez that's any good? I mean,
dude, you got to dig deep, man.
When he turns on Fez and his first reaction is it's 8-bit, even though it's in the picture, it's all downhill from there.
I just don't see the benefit in them myself, but I'm not going to hate anybody for liking them. I just think that my gaming time is spent better, shooting RPGs and blowing shit up or grappling from one building to the next on Dying Light, or running, racing cars in GTA and doing heists and shit like that is better spent than a little fucking booger running across the screen jumping.
You mean you don't want to be a flower petal floating in the fucking wind?
You don't want to play Dog Simulator, dude?
Oh, Dog Simulator, Goat Simulator, fucking the Surgeon thing. I tried the Surgeon
Toast
thing
Simulator.
once, and it was, ugh.
It's rough, dude. Surgeon Simulators, it's rough.
So hard. Try it with a controller.
Yeah.
So one thing that I'm excited about, Juan was telling me about, is Starbreeze Studios has stated that they will be developing and supporting Payday 2 for another 2 years. The strategic partnership with 505 Games continues to strengthen us, and the Payday investment alone doubles down on our previous spend. We will, yet again, see the Payday's franchise being expanded with more heist, weapons, characters, and even new game modes such as driving cars. Payday 2 will release on PS4 and Xbox One in a few months.
I haven't brought that up, but have any of you guys played Payday? Because I have both of them. I've played both of them a shit ton.
I played the first one on PS3. I liked it, but the randoms started messing with it. I think it'd be fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it is. It's a blast. On PC, I've had, it's 4-player co-op, so me and 3 buddies, my brother and a couple friends, we've done it, and, dude, you spend just hours and hours. It's a good time.
Dying Light, I've praised it and praised it and praised it, but it has, reinvigorated me in the whole co-op scene. I look forward to more co-op gameplay than anything else right now. And considering
that... get you Killing Floor 2.
Well, I could probably try something like that too. I'd be willing to try if it's a co-op experience. And I love the way Dying Light did the story. You know what I mean? And the story in Dying Light was done so, mediocre. It was a mediocre story, but the fact that you could, you were experiencing it with 3 buddies, just going through. And if one person got to the next part in the story before you actually got to that physical location, you could just hit the touchpad and fast travel there so you guys could move forward in the story. So you could constantly separate and go, loot wherever you wanted, do whatever you wanted. But as the story would come up, you would be able to, play that. And you would be able just to fast travel and go to the next spot. So this has really reinvigorated my interest in co-op gameplay because.
I was
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was say I was watching Payday 2 on Twitch, and they were on one mission and they died over and over again, and every time it seems like the game changes where the people are, changes where the objectives are.
It's all random.
So it's not like you're just doing the same mission over and over again. And you can just master it.
That's why you
switches it around. Yeah,
So that's why we spend so much time playing it, because it's always dynamic. Wait, dynamic?
It looks really cool.
Yeah, dynamic is a good word for it. If it's constantly changing.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes it's easier, and then I don't know, it looks really fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play this because
they said there's hundreds of masks too.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different unlockable patterns, colors, everything.
They could have took all that shit out and added 2 or 3 more heists. So that's what I think about masks.
Yeah, but if everybody sees your face, then it's over.
Well, okay, let's have a red mask, a green mask, a blue mask, and there you go. You need 4 masks, right? 4-player co-op.
A paper bag over your head.
People like customization.
Yeah, I want the mask.
I know. People like customization, and then they complain that games are too short, and they wonder why. But they can have a purple fucking gun and shoot fucking dick ammo. That's important.
Dude, it is.
Yeah. Not really. Well, I'm looking forward to Payday 2 because I played Payday 1 or 2. I think Payday 1 on the PlayStation 3 for about 10 seconds with Juan. It looked terrible, and but the problem was at that time is that I was only playing, COD and a little bit of GTA or GTA. I don't remember exactly what I was playing at the time, but I wasn't branching out as far as I am now, and I didn't have the appreciation I do now for co-op.
I played it with randoms.
I'm amazed that it's not out on PC because I'm looking at my Steam and it's like game purchased 5/23/2013. So I've had this game for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Where have you guys been?
It's fun.
Payday 2 has been out that long?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been out for a long time.
So we played Payday 2 then, right, Juan?
No, we played Payday 1, and it came out. 2 came out.
So Payday 2 is Payday 2 the heist. That's what the
real no. Payday. So
No.
the original is Payday the Heist, and then the next one is Payday 2. And I bought the first Payday back in 2012.
So with Payday 2 launching, it's being remastered basically for PS4, right?
Yeah.
So the campaign can be played via co-op too, right? That's what I'm seeing here. So they're adding campaign missions to it that can be played via co-op. That's really cool.
I was going to say, well, there's not really a campaign per se. It's all just you go into a game and it's always co-op. In Payday 1, there was you could do it single player with just 3 bots. But in Payday 2, it's all just, there's a big map, it shows all the different heists going on, and you just jump into servers and do heists with people. So it's constant co-op.
Whoever owned Payday 2 prior to June 2012 had the worst business sense in the world, it looks like, because it says, Starbreeze acquired the Payday 2 brand developer Overkill, which is based in Sweden, back in June 2002. They had accumulated a 15-year loss financially, and once Starbreeze took them over, they were able to get that back in just 6 months.
Wow.
So, which means that, those people had no idea how to run a business. This is the problem that people have with video games in general, is that video games are, this is a business, and when you have companies the most artists aren't the best business people. Best business people in the world are probably not the best artists. So these are where, video games is the only time that I ever can see really art and business, they just crash together, and they have to be one and the same, or it's not going to work. Because of the money that it takes to develop these games, and the marketing it takes to market them, and the money it takes to get them out to consumers so that they can recoup their money. So I like to actually see art and business come together as well as they do in video games. And they do very, very well, come together.
Yeah.
I mean, they work out very well when it comes to just, being 2 different forms of, 2 different things in the world that usually wouldn't touch each other. But these 2, they go side by side, and you have to have one. It's even with movies, the business people come in, they get the financing, and then they let them go make the movie. And then they just...
Unless they're Marvel.
Yeah, and then unless they're something like that. But then they need money. Once the movie is made, what they do is they give the money for them to make the movie. Next thing you know, either the movie comes out and they make their money back, or they don't make anything, or they lose their ass. And in video games, you've basically got, the business aspect of, part of it, being right there through the whole step of the way. And which is probably why we have DLC being pulled, why we have DLC being pulled from games and whatnot. So yeah, let's move on here to Evolve. Evolve, there will be a balancing update soon for Evolve. There'll be some monsters. We'll all get nerfs across the board. The warp, the speed will reduce by 25%. The warp is for the Wrath, right?
Yeah, the Wrath is getting a lot of nerfs.
Yeah, it's really being nerfed, and it's what it needs.
Yeah.
Supernova is one of its specialty moves. The duration's being decreased by 50%. The decoy, Wrath becomes visible for half a second when shot while cloaked. Increased cooldown is down by 2 seconds.
Yeah, so they can't just throw a ton of them at you anymore.
Yeah, and like I told you guys last night, Evolve is the only game I'm mad I bought. And I should have known, because without, other people excited to play it, it wasn't going to be played. Because it's not really a game you want to play with random people, especially with the way party chat's done. And
I enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, when we played it, but we definitely didn't get the money out of it. You know what I mean? And I don't see us going back to it unless it goes on sale, and then, everybody picks it up for $10 and we all go play it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. New DLC characters are coming out. You guys, if you're interested in that, go check out evolvegame.com and check out and see what they got. I'm not going to go through it all. You guys, if you're interested, go check it out. As far as Call of Duty front, Condry tweeted that the top 5 guns with the highest KD ratios in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Michael Condry is one of the lead guys over at Sledgehammer. The RX-60 Hole Puncher, the MLE Heavy, the HBR-A3 Insanity, the Ball 27 Obsidian Steed, and the Pytech Loophole, which I never would have thought a Pytech or MLE would be on that list. I could see the AR-160 because those are for basically kill people that all that's want to do.
I was surprised about the ARX.
Well,
none of these weapons really, like the HBR is the only one like I can see that, and the Ball obviously, but
yeah,
the other 3.
The AR-160 is for people that are very well, very good Call of Duty players. It's a burst weapon. It's hard to use. It's not the easiest thing in the world to shoot. You have to know what you're doing, and if you have to be very stealth. And I think a lot of that is that the esports community, whenever there's a burst weapon, those guys are always using burst weapons on the esports scene. Because
I only see balls and what's the sub everybody uses?
Oh, the one I use, the Tommy gun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget what it's called now. I haven't played so long. But everybody's using it, yeah. So, yeah, that was via Charlie Intel. Conjure tweeted the front end of a revolver to a pick that he tweeted. It looks like it's going to be the next DLC weapon.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I've seen that on there. And it looks like it's going to be like a pistol, maybe. Or it could be the front end of a rifle, but it's going to be an old gun, whatever it is.
Well, they found the actual gun. It's a real-life gun. It's like they just took the picture off of a real gun. It's an old revolver. I can't remember what it's called. So I don't know what that means, because if it's a picture of a real gun, does that mean that's the gun they're going to build, and they just took a picture, or is that what it's going to look like in the game?
I have no idea. They're going to have to decide where they want to go with that, because I think that Call of Duty needs to stop being so fucking hokey when it comes to all this DLC weapon shit, and just I like the way Battlefield does it. They drop like 5 weapons at a time. Here you go, guys. Try these.
Yeah.
Speaking of Call of Duty, there was a data company this last week who is speculating that Black Ops 3, their market analysis says that Black Ops 3 will be the next Call of Duty this year.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know that or weren't speculating that, I mean, any idiot could figure that out.
It's not even worthy to mention, really.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to definitely play Black Ops 3. There's no question about it, unless there's exosuits. And from what I'm seeing on Twitter is that Vondahar, the lead guy over at Treyarch, who's making the next Call of Duty, says that he understands that a lot of people aren't fans of the exo movement.
I don't even think Vondahar plays Advanced Warfare. He plays Destiny a lot.
Yeah, that's an Activision property, so if I was him, I would
he's always tweeting. But not Advanced Warfare.
Yeah. So, Juan,
I would.
you got anything for GTA?
Yeah, there was a patch, the last patch that came out after the heist. It messed with the graphics, and everybody was saying it's downgraded. But Rockstar was saying they didn't really know why it happened, and they promised to fix it. But I guess it happened on Far Cry 4 as well.
Yeah.
I saw some people complaining about it. So, seems to be an issue now.
I didn't notice any graphics issues.
I saw the video, and it was... Unless you're really looking for it, you won't see it.
Well, I mean, everybody's, because of Resolution Gate, have become graphics whores in the console generation. Everybody's looking for one extra pixel on a PlayStation 4 version of a game that's not on the Xbox One, so that the fanboys have ammunition. That's all it is. Doesn't matter.
Well, like the train tracks, they showed it before, and it looked like real tracks and everything. And then after, it was just flat. It was so obvious. But who's really going to go to the train tracks and look at it?
Yeah, it's not really worth the issue.
They're just looking for stuff.
So we still haven't heard about the Destiny House of Wolves yet, have we?
Nope.
I've been waiting on that. I keep waiting, and I don't see it. It was supposed to come out in March, I thought, right?
That's what I thought, too.
And, of course, it's not coming out in March unless they drop it on the 31st, which I doubt's going to happen.
They would have already mentioned it.
Yeah, you would hope so. So, is that it for GTA 1?
Yeah.
Joey, my man, what the fuck's going on in Hardline?
Well, first, before we even talk about Hardline, since this might be a lengthy subject, we got some Battlefield 4 news. Damn, DICE is really trying to keep people around. There's going to be a spring update for Battlefield 4. What we know now is there's going to be two big things. There's going to be a gun crate. It's going to have 5 new weapons. Some shit like a lever action revolver, like some John Wayne shit, and a Russian assault rifle. They're also going to have another game mode on the game, which seems pretty cool. It's a Call of Duty spin-off. It's what was it called? Gun game, right? Where the more kills you get and the more points you get to upgrade your weapon.
Yeah, the weapons change every time you get a kill. Yeah.
Whoever gets through all 18 to however many weapons they're going to do.
I remember playing that when I used to play. Alright, so when I used to be stupid, and I was a Call of Duty fanboy back in the day, I remember playing gun game a lot. I always thought it was super frustrating because you get to like the 16th weapon or whatever and get killed, and you got to start at square one.
Wait, you got to go through it without dying?
I'm pretty sure I've played that before where you die and it like resets you.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I remember. Yeah, because I remember like getting like a SMG for like the 3rd or 4th weapon, and then you die, and then you have the revolver again. But that's it's also different.
Sorry.
I think you can set it up differently too, to where like if you won't lose your weapon if you die. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, there's that fan favorite Russian assault rifle. There's rumors that it's going to be an A94, which I know Travis loved it on Black Ops.
Yeah, that's an awesome gun.
It's a semi-auto.
Yeah, so if it's semi-auto, I probably won't be interested in it, because the best part about the AN-94 was the way it felt and the way it fired. So it was I love the way, because it started out slower, I think. It was one of two ways. Either the first 3 bullets fired faster.
Yeah, that's the way it was. Faster, and then it slowed down.
Yeah, and it was great the way it sounded, the way it felt, because if you got on target and stayed there, you could take people down so fast. And I would run a silencer on it too, so it worked really well as far as with kick and things like that on Black Ops 2. Anybody who played Black Ops 2 knows exactly what I'm talking about. That gun was like a fan favorite for everybody. Yeah, one thing I did want to say real quick, Joey, that we missed here for Destiny. Bungie confirmed earlier this month that they would be expanding the Destiny players' vault in update 1.1.2. It's the last major update before House of Wolves expansion. So they did release that players can currently store 20 armor pieces, 20 weapons, and 20 general items, shaders, vehicles, emblems, etc. Right? And
yeah, we discussed they were gonna extend the vault last week, but they didn't. We didn't have the details.
Yeah, they had. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they just released the details. However, the update 1.1.2 goes live. The vaults will expand to hold 24 armor pieces, 36 weapons, and 24 general items. So basically, we're getting 4 more armor spots, 16 more weapon spots, and 4 more general item spots. Personally, I don't think I even have anything in my vault. So this won't affect me because I like downgrade everything, or I disassemble everything, and I don't see. I guess if you're like a hardcore Destiny player and that's what you play, you probably do run out of spots and you want to keep stuff and you don't want to downgrade it, but it doesn't seem like there's enough in the game to need it myself right now. But the most important part of this is one thing I'm looking for, like I said, is the House of Wolves expansion, and because I think it's going to be a good size expansion, and they said this is the last update before that. So I would expect that we'll get the House of Wolves in the next 30 days would be my guess. So hopefully by the end of April, we should have House of Wolves on PS4. So back to Battlefield. I just wanted to get that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. I guess I think Battlefield Hardline's a great game, but I guess it's not doing it for everybody because I'll see a guy on Battlefield Hardline for 6 hours straight one day. I'll get on, get off, go do something, and he'll still be on, and then I'll get back on to play, and he'll be on Battlefield 4. So I don't think Hardline. I guess maybe everybody's used to Battlefield being full of armored vehicles and tanks and blowing shit up instead of being a close quarters, fast-paced infantry-based game. Because there's guys going back to Battlefield 4 and playing both. But I don't want to go back to Battlefield 4.
This is the thing here, right? And this is what Visceral said from the beginning, that this game was made to be another game in the Battlefield franchise, but it was not meant to overtake Battlefield 4. It's not. It's supposed to be for people both. That's why when you say this could have been just DLC, that's basically what it is. Just a very large DLC. And where they got over on it is they knew there were going to be people who played this game only for Battlefield. And that's where they got away with charging premium for it. The thing is, I do not think that you're supposed to walk away. If you're a regular Battlefield 4 player, I don't think there's any reason why you have to walk away from Battlefield 4. I like the idea of, I would love it if I was a daily Battlefield player and that was my game, because that means when I felt like a more infantry-based, faster paced, shoot 'em up, whatever, I'd go play Hardline. And then say, I feel like playing Air Superiority, I'd pop on Battlefield 4. I mean, it just seems like you're getting everything you want with both games. So I don't see the point of it.
But you can get this close quarters on 4.
Yeah, but not as much. You have to go to a certain playlist, play certain game modes.
I don't really.
Right?
Yeah, I don't really enjoy how close all the flags are. I don't know. It feels like it's like this game, or Hardline, is bridging the gap between COD and Battlefield. It's like the training wheels for the COD players to come in, learn some Battlefield, and then go into the real game.
And see, my optimist says this is a game that's bridging the gap between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and it gives players like me who like faster-paced gameplay somewhere to play Battlefield and play, when I went larger scale, more vehicles, I can play Battlefield 4. I'm happy with the ability to have both and for it to be there. I don't think they ever anticipated for people to think that this was Battlefield 5, because if that was the case, it would be called Battlefield 5. This is a whole other iteration within the franchise, and it's supposed to be played right alongside of Battlefield 4, and go back and forth. If they were trying to make the next Battlefield, it would have been called Battlefield 5, because that would have sold even more. If that's all it was a money grab.
I think that comes out next year.
Yeah, and that'll be probably very large, like it is, very large scale, more vehicles.
Fun.
I have fun on Hardline too.
Really? Yeah, I do too. But it's just thinking of Battlefield 5, how large it sounds just fun.
But that's the thing, is like here's the way I look at it, right? I have Battlefield Hardline, faster paced. I like Call of Duty. I hate fucking Advanced Warfare. It's just destroyed my love for playing COD right now. The good thing is, I own Battlefield 4 and I own Battlefield Hardline, and I'm getting that Twitch shooter out of Battlefield Hardline, and it's taking place of the Call of Duty that I don't have to play. So I'm actually thankful for the way that they've done it. And I never anticipated this to be the next Battlefield. And if I want large-scale warfare, I'll go play Battlefield 4 like everybody else is doing. Like Joey just said, they're jumping back and forth, which is good because then you don't have to do different mechanics, different movement, different controls. You don't have to fucking deal with any of that. You can just go from one game to the next like it's, DLC, like you said with the Vietnam DLC. So that's why I think that's why I'm liking it, is because I think it's taking place of something that I've been lacking since Advanced Warfare came out.
I think small conquest is actually a little more fun than large conquest. When there's so many people, they can just capture everything because all the flags are so close and just destroy you in your spawn or capture you on one flag. Less people, it seems like you have more room to actually try to capture flags and stuff. I don't know. I just don't think the maps are large enough to hold that many people.
Well, probably not, but that's what makes it fast-paced, and that's why with Battlefield I've always had the issue where, man, I can't get a kill. It takes 5 minutes between each kill if I find somebody because they're up in a helicopter.
Yeah, I didn't really have that issue. After I got into it, I didn't really have that issue.
Yeah, but when I don't want that, I just go play Battlefield 4. And that's why I think that this game deserves the credit, because they did what they said they were going to do.
I don't miss getting my vehicle blown up and running for fucking 3 minutes to an objective like on Battlefield 4. I like the close quarter shit, man. Like, I like the fucking hectic shit blowing up everywhere, fucking dudes shooting from every direction, and I'm laying in the prone waiting for like backup real quick, Like, I like that shit. That's fun for me.
That's what I said when the beta came out. I was like, Joey's gonna love it.
Even though there's a lot of snipers, all you have to do is just don't run across the motherfucking road to give them a fucking clean shot. Stay behind buildings, stay behind fences, crouch if you need to.
And this is another, this is another thing with the snipers. If you watch them, they're just running full speed, stop with no cover, and just start sniping. And it's COD right there.
That's fucking punk-ass kids in general, though. You know what I mean?
That, though?
No, you learn that in Call of Duty, and it's just ingrained in them to just run around with sniper rifle. And it's just, the sniping seems so simple compared to Battlefield 4 to me. It's like so similar, but it's easier because the straight pull is there right off the bat.
Which was
and it's
stupid.
Just, I don't agree with the sniping in this game. It's not Battlefield sniping for sure.
Here's the thing: is most people are trolls, right? That's just the fact of the matter. I shouldn't say most people, but there are a ton of people who get their lulls off just doing whatever it is that's going to piss you off. And with an Elgato costing $150, everybody, and the fact that PlayStation 4 can record gameplay, everybody's trying to make a fucking YouTube channel. So those guys that are running around fucking sniping and standing still, they're doing that for 10 hours a day so they can make a 15-minute video looking like they're the baddest ass fucking quickscopers ever in Battlefield. Yes, that's one thing that we have to deal with, is people that are doing that shit. And I agree with you. They made it way too easy.
And the weapon, the sidearms they gave them, it's just, they're so overpowered.
Yes, pistols are overpowered.
They tried so hard to... That class and the shotgun shield class, as I call it, it's like the troll classes you saw in COD, but legitimized. Like, this is your class. You can't be called a moron or you can't be yelled at because the class is built around a shield and a shotgun. This class is built around running around and sniping. So, I don't know. They fucked up with those two classes.
I agree.
Well, Thaddeus Sasser, I'm assuming he made the game.
Now he's the multiplayer.
Yeah, he said some balancing changes might happen for the next patch. They're gonna nerf some weapons, Machete. They're gonna nerf the K10. Aren't you excited for that? They're gonna reduce bullet damage to 33. The Saiga.
I can't use the K10.
Dude, I've been rocked with it. I haven't used it. I haven't picked it up yet.
I can get a couple kills there, but if there's more than like 3 guys
with the K10,
I either have to run. Yeah, I either have to run away or just know I'm going to take out 1 or 2.
More than 3? Dude, 1 guy. Dude,
yeah, I can take out 2.
Up, I'm not getting them.
I've taken out 2.
Not with that weapon. I've been taken out with that weapon with 2 guys. I think it was me and you. We were like lined up perfectly for him, and he took us out.
Well, like one guy, I think it was last night I was using it. I got a headshot one guy and then hit the other guy in the chest and dropped them both. And then the third guy killed me.
I'm gonna try it later.
It melts people, dude. It's insta kill. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the MPX. I think like 4 dudes ran down the hallway one time, and like I literally killed all of them with 1 magazine.
Yeah, the MPX is definitely the better.
A couple other guns are gonna nerf or improve. They're gonna reduce recoil on the Saiga and PTR, the criminal DMRs, so they'll be more balanced with the SR25 and the SOCOM 16.
Did you copy and paste this one?
Yeah.
So they're calling them DMRs.
No. Yeah. That's what they are, DMRs. I mean,
yeah,
it's a semi-automatic sniper rifle. It's a designated marksmanship rifle.
But they're not called in the game. They're called semi-automatic sniper rifles.
Yeah,
but in Battlefield 4 they were called DMRs.
It's a fucking DMR.
Okay.
If it has a bolt, I'm not going to go into try to argue, but how I always taken it is if it has a bolt, it's a sniper rifle. But there's also sniper rifles out there, like the Barrett. That's a
50 cal that has a bolt and a semi-auto.
Some people have semi-auto 50 cals, but the SR25 takes a magazine like that. That's what I consider that a DMR. I mean, I know the SR25 wasn't on Battlefield 4, but
I'm just kind of confused because they're calling them DMRs and they didn't call it in the game. They should have been why they would take that out from Battlefield 4 to Hardline and not call them a DMR and just call them, because maybe it's just because they were trying to get away from the whole militaristic lingo of them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's it. And I think that's probably why the reason they have less guns, too, is because they didn't want to give criminals, stuff that couldn't be purchased on the black market, I would guess.
Just nothing.
Well, I mean, everybody knows you could buy pretty much anything on the black market, but I don't think, the standard criminal that's trying to rob a bank is going to be getting his hands on an RPG or getting his hands on what's something they have, what's a criminal weapon? What does the criminals use? The SOCOM?
No, they use the...
Yeah.
No, the SOCOM is
the Saiga, right?
The Saiga and the PTR.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be using the Saiga. It doesn't seem like that's something that they would get. Maybe, but I think that's one of the reasons why they couldn't put more weapons in is because they couldn't get too far out into the militaristic, feel.
Yeah, what I really like about these 2 fixes, the one he hasn't talked about and this one, is they're trying to get them where both sides have similar weapons. Right now, depending on what class, it feels very unbalanced. You can't use a class you like because the weapon you prefer, so you just gotta switch over to what class. It's just the weapons kind of seem unbalanced. Cops sometimes have better weapons than criminals, and other way around.
Yeah.
And they're trying to put them together so similar. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. But also with reducing the recoil on those the Saiga and PTR, they're going to reduce the recoil with the HCAR and the HK51 to bring it more in line with the SCAR H and SA58. So that's a good that's good too. Because didn't you say the HCAR? I haven't used the HCAR yet because I don't like quote unquote battle rifles. I don't even know.
You can kill somebody up close, but if they're too far, you're staring at the sky after the first bullet.
Yeah, so you just gotta manipulate the trigger a little bit and just tap it.
Yeah, you can change it to single fire. I wish you can do it burst, but you can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. The 410 Jury, they're going to increase damage per pellet to become more effective. I haven't unlocked it yet, but I should have that unlocked today.
I did, and it's very disappointing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like the 38 snub nose? I hate that thing.
It took me 3 shots to kill somebody in the back.
Oh, really?
You know what it reminds me of? That Black Ops pistol. Remember?
Oh, yeah, it was fun, though.
Yeah, that Black Ops 2 pistol. I forget what the Judge was it called? No, that's the real name of it.
The 454? Is that what it was called in the game?
No, because I'm looking at mine right now. Let me see. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna pull out the box.
All right. FMG9 and M45 SMGs. Their damage is gonna be increased to 25 per round, and push out, fall off, start range to make these weapons more effective. So they're gonna increase the damage range and increase the damage per round. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because some of the SMGs are already powerful.
If you've used the M45, it's crap. I like to use it because it's fun and I like the way it looks, but it's kind of crap. The FMG9, I'm trying so hard to unlock it, I still haven't. But the other one is crap.
I think this is a caveat to Battlefield Hardline, but the FMG9, I don't know if you've been on Facebook recently, but there was a dude at a gun show convention deal. He had like a flashlight, and he pushed a button and it opened up into a weapon. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that's the FMG9. It looks identical to it.
It is an FMG9.
Yeah, they said there's a Glock in it.
I'm looking at my Judge right now, and it's 454. So I think and a 454 with a 410 bore. I don't remember if they called it 454 or not, but it's basically, anybody's out there that's gun enthusiast, it's the 454 Judge with the 410 bore. So, moving on.
I think just like the Raging Bull.
Yes. 410 shotgun shells, or you can use, there's a special brass ammo you can put in it too.
I have a sweet CO2 powered pellet pistol. Pretty badass.
LOL.
Somebody comes breaks in my house, dude. They're about to get pinched.
I got a snub nose 38 special.
And I have a little Springfield XD9 subcompact with some crazy little hollow points that have BBs behind them. You can break into my house if you want.
Yeah. My 12 gauge right now that Rose knows how to use has a special ammo, has washers behind it. It's home security ammo.
I need to get a Benelli shotgun sometime soon. That's what I want for the house.
I'm about to give any motherfucker whelps who comes up in my shit.
All right. Hey, one more thing about Battlefield Hardline. See, I don't understand this. They're increasing the minimum damage of the battle rifles to 25 across the board. So some of them are already 25, and some of them are going to be moved up to 25 to make them all strong. I don't.
Yeah,
they're already strong too. Like two or three hits and you're done.
Yeah.
And
but the problem is it kicks so bad. It's an issue you had on COD. The recoil raises the weapon and then headshot.
Yeah, you aim at their feet and it'll fucking kill them.
Yeah, like you can aim stomach and you'll get a headshot, and that's. I did that on COD a lot. If I had a gun I knew kicked a lot, I would aim lower than their heads so I could hit them in the head.
Yeah, and the AKM, the minimum damage is reduced to 24, and that's it for the patch. And these are just things that might happen. They're being considered, not necessarily going to happen.
They're also, he didn't post it, but I think he tweeted considering changing tickets or adding tickets on Conquest to make the matches last.
Oh, like on Derailed and Bank Job, when the game lasts like 4 minutes if you have a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which would be.
that'd be sweet.
I heard the AKM, that nerf is actually that changes the most because it'll add another bullet at range. So let's say it's 3 bullets, it's got to be 4 now. So it's gonna really change that weapon.
Yeah, and once we start unlocking some more weapons, we'll give you listeners some more info. Like I'm gonna unlock the ARM today, and
I want to try that, but
FMG 9 hopefully.
I'm trying so hard at the FNG, like I said.
So, yeah, that's it for Battlefield Hardline news.
So yeah,
Still a fun game.
yeah, I'm enjoying it too. And so let's move on here. I've got a couple of good things for you guys to check out. Let's go ahead and do our crazy PSN names we've seen this week. So Buckman came across Clit Flicker and OG Clit Commander. So you guys out there, maybe Mr. Yoshida, maybe you should let us change our names. So I came across Balls DP in Her.
That's awesome.
And Juan, I wasn't sure if this one was you or not, but I gave it to you. Wallmartcoworker.
No, I think it was you.
We were all on there, so.
What was that one from last night? My Xbox won't turn on. Remember that dude's name? I'm going through my scoreboard right now on my battle report.
He probably got the Red Ring of Death and like, I'm buying the PlayStation, and then put that name in. The names I keep coming across, in one match, there was like 4 guys, all had poop in their names. I'm not going to mention
Poop
it.
Commander.
He's like, one guy was like, I pooped my pants, and it was just like, are you serious?
Hey, how about this name? Badge Blaster 6'9".
These guys are fucked up, man.
Teabag your mom.
I still love your mom's dildo.
Oh yeah, that was a big one. Yeah, my Xbox doesn't work.
So, coming out this week, we've got MLB The Show on PlayStation and PSN and retail. Cool thing is, on PSN, if you pre-order through PSN, you get a free skin of team of your choice for your controller. So, that's pretty cool. Also, too, Axiom Verge's PSN coming out. Really not much coming out. There's really not going to be much coming out until Project Cars and Mortal Kombat. So
that Axiom Verge is like what's that game called? The old one?
I have no idea. It's indie.
It's like the SNES. It's like Samus. That's her name? What the hell is the game called? Yeah, Metroid. It looks like Metroid if you look into it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It looks like a
People are
Metroid
saying
game.
it's great. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I might actually give Axiom Verge a try, because I keep hearing how good it is. I can't really tell if it's just the requirement to like indie or what, but you're not cool if you don't like indie, so everybody loves these fucking indie games. Good deals I came across, $3.99 for a PS4 bundle from Amazon that comes with Last of Us and Bloodborne plus a $20 PSN card.
It's very good.
Yeah, the Astro A30 with Mixamp for $100 with code IGNA30 from Astro website. Right now, everybody gets a 10% off code for your complete cart on PSN, so go use that. Hopefully, you hear it before it's gone on the 30th. The Evil Within's $30 at Amazon. Also, Destiny's $30 at Amazon. So yeah, I mean, some good deals out there. Make sure you guys check them out. If a certain large online retailer would stop being dicks and let us have our click-through banner, you could click through our website. I'm going to apply for it again, so hopefully. The other thing, too, I'm going to start a PayPal account, so anybody that wants to give us money can give us money so that we can buy shit to give away on the show. So
you mentioned that Bloodborne. It's doing really well, especially in Japan. I saw someone from PlayStation tweeted a picture, and they're saying how it's sold out in a lot of stores in Japan.
Yeah, that Dragon Ball Xenoverse, right? That game that just came out, you can't get that bitch either, physical copy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And I guess Bloodborne's doing the same thing. But the era of games being sold out is like retarded. It's just dumb because you can buy it digitally. They never run out. So
I watched that Bloodborne on Twitch. It looks really cool. It looks good, but it looks very aggravating. It looks so difficult.
yeah, we're gonna do a little discussion here on Bloodborne. None of us have played it, right? You haven't played it, Jordan? Pretty sure.
It's PS4 exclusive.
Yeah. But they're going to be putting it on PC. That's one of the little bits of news. It came out yesterday that they're expecting to put it on Windows. Yeah.
Really? Because I saw someone posted a picture, I think, on Amazon. Their review was it's obviously the inferior version of the game, and it was only on PS4. That's pretty funny. They're already waiting for PC.
So, Bloodborne received a 9.1 on IGN. I watched a few of the reviews. I watched it on Twitch. It is definitely not my cup of tea. I don't want to play a game that's so hard that you can't do anything. And I guess the pros of it are all the regular shit you're hearing. The cons is that it has like 40-second to a minute load times when you die. And yeah, that's pretty bad. And considering this game, you're going to die a lot. That turned me off to it. So here's the thing. This game is brought to you via the Dark Souls, Demon Souls folk, right?
It's actually in the same storyline. You still collect souls and stuff. So I don't know why they named it Bloodborne, but it's pretty much a sequel.
Because they have a Dark Souls sequel coming out, and they don't want to sell. They can't sell 2 sequels within a couple months period of time. That's why it's named something different. Also, too, here's the thing. I have a question for you guys when it comes to this. We've always talked about our the IGN reviews and the reviews that the indie titles against AAA. Here's another thing. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, these games like this, especially from these kind of developers, to me, they still kind of fall in that they're not indie titles by far. Don't get me wrong, but they fall in that genre of games that it's PC/cool to think are good. Now, I don't want to take anything away from this game at all, but from what I've seen, and I haven't played it, do you think if this game wasn't backed up by names like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, would it be able to get a 9.1 right off the bat like that? Because it is a AAA title from a AAA publisher, and do you think it's on the same level? I mean, what do you guys think about Bloodborne? Do you think it's still in that whole arena of being cool to like because it's a hard game, or do you think it warrants its, publicity it's getting? Considering you haven't played it.
I watched the first, Demon Souls or whatever, the second one on Twitch a lot.
Dark Souls.
And then I watched Dark Souls a lot, and I watched Bloodborne. And Bloodborne does look like a better game. Like you can see that it's upgraded. There's new stuff. There's new mechanics. So if you like that type of game, this is definitely a better version of the older ones.
And, one thing I've seen that I like about it, and I don't really understand it completely, but one thing it seems to be able to do is, like, if you're going through the map, there's no actual, there's a little bit of cooperative play to it. You can have a friend come in, but it does open you up. Like, if you open your game up, like the whole Watch Dogs things, you can let somebody into your game. They could either be nice to you and help you, or they could be somebody that's going to troll you. So you do open yourself up to unnice players. But one thing I've seen about it is, like, you can get to a certain spot on the map right before you fight a boss, and you can see, like, this floating red orb, an outline of another player. And basically what it's doing is it's playing out what happened to another person in the same spot so that you can learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, and there's also, like, these grave sites all over the place. And when you die, you can leave a note to somebody. Like,
yeah, this guy's going to come from this way.
Or like, this boss fire damage does a lot of damage. Use fire sword or some shit. I don't know. But so it's putting a lot of community into it, which is cool.
Yeah. So Jordan, being our resident, between you and Juan being our resident indie fans, do you think that Bloodborne is on that same level of hype?
I mean, it's a niche game, but I mean, Demon Souls and Dark Souls and all that. Like, I played Dark Souls 2, or no, I think I played the first one, and it definitely kicks your ass, but it's still fun in the challenge, you know? Like, I think, well, here's the thing, too. Like, everyone says it's so hard and you die so much. I think part of the people who say that are people who suck ass at video games. Because, no, seriously, because I played Dark Souls, and it's, if you know what you're doing, if you know the combat, if you know what to do, you're not going to die every 2 seconds. It's just, I think a lot of people are fucking idiots, and, you know, really intensive combat mechanics of having to, you know, dodge and parry and backstab and stuff. People are just like, what is this? You know, this is hard. So
it definitely looks like older games where you have to like memorize the patterns of bosses.
Yeah,
it seems
for
like you
sure.
have to do it in this game.
I mean, and the whole helping system, it does help, because I think it was the first boss in Dark Souls. You don't actually kill him. You're supposed to run away from him in this room, but you spend a bunch of time trying to kill him, and then you finally see a note. Somebody's like, dude, just go out the door. You're not supposed to kill him yet. And you're like, oh, shit. Oh, I wish I'd have known that 5 deaths ago. But, you know, it's, I don't know. I think it's neat. And, I mean, my brother beat it. He played both of them. He said he had a lot of fun, and, yeah, he died, but he also didn't die as much as a lot of bads do, because he understands the combat mechanics of it. It's not just, you know, slash, yeah, he's dead. It's slash, jump back, do a roll, stay away from him, backstab him. You know, it's really in depth.
Hit him before he does his move.
Yeah, it's you know, it's more in depth.
One thing that I think too that is going in the which is helping this is, you know, I'm kind of conflicted here with this whole, you know, the way this game's played, and the fact that I think a lot of people are used to the fact of modern games. There's like, it's always saving, right? You're always, and your checkpoints are always saved. You can, like, what's a good example? GTA Heist. When you're playing Heist, you don't have to start back at the beginning of the heist if everybody dies. You basically start back where you just left off, or the last checkpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think people are used to the fact that when you die, there's a consequence. And I think that people are lost in the fact that, yeah, there's a consequence to dying, and that when you play a game that does not reward dying and takes dying into account, they think that it's very hard, and, you know, it's not what they, you know, it's hard to deal with, because every time you die, you're sitting through a screen, and then you're loading back up, and you got to play all the stuff. You just play it all over again. I could see where that would be a problem, because, you know, like speed plays, and, you know, what is that what it's called? Speed plays?
Speed runs.
People are doing speed runs now, and they're blowing through games that would take 20 hours. They're doing in an hour, and, you know, this is what the community has been driven to, these consuming these large amounts of media, you know, and basically shitting out the fact that, you know, this isn't worth anything because it's too hard. I just die all the time, and I can't speed run through something. And that's just the instant gratification of society, I think, that has a big part in that. And these games are different in the fact that they want you to show that, no, when you die, there's a consequence for that. So when you go up to this boss, you need to do like Jordan says. You need to dodge and move and backstab, whatever the hell that means. And, you know, you got to do all that kind of shit. And, you know,
getting behind something and stabbing it in the back?
Yeah, or like parry or some shit, whatever the fuck parry means. You know?
Parry means
like roll?
Deflecting? No, a parry is like a deflect. Like, somebody swings a sword at you, you hit your sword with theirs and parry the attack.
Okay, so yeah, that.
Put down a fucking gun for once, Jesus.
I didn't use the gun. Well, I used the gun in Dying Light, but not as much as I use my swords.
Well, there's gun in Bloodborne now too.
Yeah, I've seen him with a gun on his back. It's some kind of like blunderbuss or something.
Yeah.
But I love the art design of it. Dark, creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
castles on cliffs everywhere. Fucking shit's cool. Looks like it'd be like an awesome fucking Dracula movie. You know, if they were gonna make a movie out of it, or just an awesome Bloodborne movie. So I'm actually gonna spend a little bit of time watching some of it too, and seeing the story, and I'm actually gonna try to go and I'm not going to be able to get to The Last of Us and finish it right away. So I'm going to do that, watch that, YouTube video of all the cutscenes, and so I can actually get a real good handle on the story, because I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a sequel to that pop up very soon. Because Naughty Dog is working on Uncharted, but
they keep pushing it back.
Yeah, but I don't see why they wouldn't still be working on Last of Us again. It sold way too well. But let's move forward a little bit here, guys. Another question I wanted to bring up to you guys is, with PlayStation Vue launching, which is basically a cable for your PlayStation now, cable television. It's only launched in Philadelphia, New York, and Chicago. Right now they have a plan, $50 for 50 channels, $60 for the 50 channels plus local sports, and then there's another one I don't really know too much about because I can't see it yet because we don't have it in the Seattle area. So what do you guys think about a la carte cable? Basically going through and only getting the channels that you want. Now,
it's about damn time.
The thing is everybody's going to say, yeah, we want that, because everybody wants to pay less for what they have, right? But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. The reason that, from what I understand, the reason that cable companies don't do this is, for example, you have large conglomerate companies who own multiple, channels, like Fox, for example, right? Fox owns FX. They own all the regular Fox channels. FX does well. Fox local channel does well. But then they have all these other channels that don't have Fox in the name, and like Fox News, for example. You have the Fox News channel, which doesn't do near as well as, FX does. Well, in order for those channels to get any ad revenue, they have to go to the advertisers and say, okay, we can sell you ad space on Fox News for this price. Well, when the advertiser says, well, nobody watches that channel, well, yeah, they do, because this many people, they can go and say, this many people subscribe to Fox News, so this is why we can charge this much for the ad space on Fox News. Well, it's not actually that this many people subscribe to it. It's the fact that in order to get Fox and FX, you have to have Fox News in your package, basically. And cable providers like Comcast, Time Warner, Frontier, whatever you have to go in and negotiate with these large companies and say, okay, we're going to carry your channel. This is how much we're willing to pay. Well, and cable companies want to be able to say, we can give you 295 channels for $50 a month. Well, that's all that crap channeling that nobody ever watches, right?
Yeah.
So, Jordan, if you had to have your channels on television, what would be the top 5 right now that you would pay for?
That really sucks because I don't watch a whole lot of TV. Like, I watch AMC, obviously, HBO, but that's kind of a separate entity that you have to pay for regardless. Got a kid, so some Nickelodeon, some Cartoon Network.
What's Sandra watch,
Random garbage. I don't know.
Bravo? Is she a chick channel show,
She's always watching, like, them 19 Kids and Counting, or those...
okay, so those channels have TLC and...
Yeah, TLC and that stuff.
Okay, so right now, if it was an a la carte formula, you'd be paying about $12.50 to $18 per channel.
That'd be great, considering I'm already getting raped over, cable bill regardless.
So basically, you're looking at $100 for the channels you want a month, if it was a la carte. If it was within the realm of... Because what's going to happen is they basically do sell you a la carte now. It's just not a la carte channels. It's a la carte networks.
Yeah, packages.
It's a la carte, numbers of corporations. We're going to say the Fox Corporation, the Sony Corporation. We're going to say the Disney Corporation. Me, I don't want a la carte because I would get raped by this.
Because you want a lot of channels.
Well,
you watch like 400 shows a week.
I don't watch 400 shows a week. I
record 400 shows a week.
Full seasons of shows, yes. But it's not that. I would get destroyed by the sports. Football,
I'd be good with like 4 channels and just add another one whenever
I was gonna
some
say,
new show.
if it was up to me, I'd cancel my cable subscription and just download the shows that I want to watch. But the girlfriend isn't
Legally,
wants
of course.
TV.
Right.
Yes, legally, of course, because we would never promote any sort of piracy or anything. Of course. All legitimate.
And
But anyway.
Yeah. Put your credit card right there and pay for them. Yeah, I'm sure you would. But, here's the thing. With the a la carte formula, media is becoming so diluted in the form of internet, where we get our news, where we get our information, where we get our entertainment. It's consistently changing. Like, I catch myself checking BuzzFeed for news more than I would ever turn the TV on and watch.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I say. Why, dude? BuzzFeed is garbage.
No, but BuzzFeed can keep up with. That's just one website. I go to Geek5.com. I go to.
It's a very bad example.
I go anywhere. BuzzFeed is it's another form to get entertainment through. It's just another website. I go to IGN, Charlie Intel, PlayStation Lifestyle. I use all these for my gaming information. I go as far as like news. I don't never type in CNN as much as I would just. I go to Google and I watch and I hit the news button. You know what I mean? I see what's going on in the world. I go to ESPN. So here's the thing. It's getting hard for these corporations to make money when it comes to their television and their media because of the internet. And this is why I don't think a la carte cable will ever completely come around. Is because it's going to – and if they do, if we get a la carte cable – you will have a 1-hour show, and at least half of it will be advertisements. You'll be watching The Walking Dead, and at the bottom will be scrolling an ad for tampons. I guarantee you. Because these companies aren't going to lose revenue.
Every time someone is bloody on the show, there's tampon ad on the button.
Yeah. Or every time they pick up – you think product placement's bad now in movies and television? And, just wait. Wait when they can't. There's no space for advertisements. I mean, I remember when you could fast forward an on-demand program. You can't even fast forward to anything now. They take that functionality away from you on demand.
I can fast forward.
You can.
Oh, on demand.
On demand, you can't fast forward anymore because they want you to watch the ads. It's not as many ads as being on live television, but there's still ads. So, but here's the thing. People have to pay for this stuff. We have to pay in order for this television to be produced and this media to be produced. But the fact that there's so many ad blockers out and there's so many, everybody records shows like I do and fast forwards to the commercials. I don't think a la carte television would be good. I think it would turn into nothing but fucking ads running. Half your screen would be split with a commercial for a car because they're not going to lose the revenue.
See, like when you brought it up, I was thinking that'd be perfect, but then you just had to shit on it, and now it sounds horrible.
Yeah, good job.
So thank you, Travis.
Everybody's got to realize, man, for every action, there's a reaction. And you have to pay for shit. Nothing's free. And you can either pay for it with your time or pay for it with your money. You pick.
What if, like, there's just a channel of commercials, and I can turn that shit on and go to bed?
They would never, it never happened. They're too smart for that. So here's the thing, right? Like I said before in the past, even if you say, like Jordan says, he'll just download it. If you're just going to download it and there becomes more Jordans just downloading it rather than Travis's just watching it on television.
The Jordans will have more money and the Travises will be poor.
And the Jordans will rule the world.
And then there will be no more episodes for the Jordans to download because there's no Travises to pay for it. That's how it works. They don't make TV for fun. Remember that, guys. They don't make media for fun. It's a business. If you're not paying for it, you're taking away from the product.
All right. See you next time.
What?
Oh, we does?
No, I was waiting on a rebuttal, but
We didn't even talk about.
nobody ever wants to fucking.
I know. I'm just
Shut up, Joey. You're playing Battlefield. You know where the fuck we're at.
Yeah, I'm playing the campaign. It just doesn't
I
matter.
thought it was.
And we're talking about illegally downloading torrents.
Every Sunday, right after the show's aired, the torrent is up of the new episode of whatever you want to see.
Okay.
Like, I saw Vikings on there, so
yeah,
that's the thing.
but here's the thing, man. If there's too much of that,
There never
there won't-
will be too much of that, though.
but if you can do it, why can't everybody else?
They can, but it's just like pirating music. Pirating music's been around for fucking,
And the
15
music
years
industry's
now.
fucking dying.
No, because digital, like, people still, go buy iTunes and all that other shit. Like, people still pay for it. As prevalent as it is, I did a report on this shit, dude, for my English class. I did like an 8-page paper on piracy. I remember statistics and shit. Like, dude, people who pirate stuff make up like, a really low percentage of people who do it. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'm saying?
not talking
Like,
about today, man, but I'm talking about 20 years from now when our kids are old enough to realize that they grew up in an era where there's piracy and when it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
kind of isn't a big deal. I mean, in the way it's treated.
It's only going to get like that even more. The more it becomes not a big deal, then the more people that are going to do it. The more kids that grow up now, they're going to grow up being more tech savvy. The only reason the industry isn't dying right now, like television or like music, is because of the fucking old fucks who won't touch a computer.
But the thing is too, people like the convenience of turning on their TV at this specific time and watching a show or whatever, paying their bill. They have TV all the time. This, you got to go to the site, you got to find what you're looking for, you got to download it, you got to have the downloader. It's a lot more effort to do. Well, it sounds like a lot of effort, but it's totally not.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah, but no, but honestly, to
internet.
people who don't do it, it sounds like a lot of effort. Like, I've tried to, show my mom or whatever how to torrent a movie, and she's like, this is confusing. I'm like, Mom, it's really not.
Here, Mom.
But there's plenty of people who
you got
won't
the
do it.
But, dude, the amount of people that will be willing to do it 20 years from now is going to be probably fucking fourfold.
And there's nothing you can do to stop it, so the industry will have to figure out what they're going to do by then.
Like I just told you, everything will have fucking ads scrolling across the screen, and fucking you'll have product placement so stupid. You'll have Michonne take her sword out, and it'll fucking say whatever fucking knife company on it, and she'll smile, and a little twinge will come out of her fucking teeth. She'll cut off the zombie's head who's wearing a fucking.
I bought this at Walmart.
Dude, we'll just get to idiocracy.
And then you'll see fucking Rick come running up with fucking, with a T-shirt on that says, "I just bought a new car at fucking, Chrysler."
Carl, hold my Pepsi.
Every episode they have a new car.
Yeah, and then they'll say, "Oh, look, a phone! The only phone in the world that works. It's a Samsung Galaxy S7."
Wink.
It works.
That'd be fucking great, dude. You wouldn't watch that?
Have you
I
guys
would.
seen?
Oh, I would,
There was
but
a
I'm
show
just saying
called
it's gonna fucking
Glades.
it's gonna get different.
There's this show called Glades.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, like USA.
And it was funny when they got in the car. They're like, the seats are warm.
Hawaii
Like,
5-0 did the same
Yeah.
shit.
and then they like scrolled around the car and showed everything. And the one guy's like, it even has a sunroof.
Hawaii 5-0 does the same shit. They would do that. They're the ones who had the phones. They had the Samsung phones, the Notes when they first came out. They would say, "Come here, man. Let me show you. Oh, we got this bad guy to get. Here, you need his picture. Let's just touch our Samsung Note 1s together." And fucking they'd do it and be like, "Hey, yeah, wow,
Well,
there it is."
later on, the series on Glades, I think it's canceled, but they started. It was like a joke for the show. They obviously they thought it was funny and they were doing it as a joke, even though they were getting paid for it.
It's fucking great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that advertising is getting, and like maybe they will. Maybe one day they'll just be like, "Fuck it, let's go to the torrent sites and let's just start putting ads on torrent sites and just dealing with it," because we can't fight it anymore. There's nothing we can do to stop it, so let's just embrace it and then see where it goes from there.
It's nowhere near being a problem yet, though.
No, but we don't want to wait for it to be a problem, and then I just don't want my media getting bad, because it's being overrun by people that don't want to pay for it. I don't. It's not right. I've been paying.
What do you think, Joey?
The next guy's problem, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I when I was young and dumb, I used to do that shit, but I don't know. I guess when you get you get older, you're just like, yeah, I'll just buy it. Somebody worked hard for it, and they released it, so I should pay for it probably.
Do not care.
I would take music. I don't do it anymore, but I just torrented music.
Yeah, I used to do that bad.
Stuff I couldn't, but it was never like stuff I could just walk over to Walmart and buy. It was stuff like I would have to buy on the internet for like $40 for one CD. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just fucking download.
I'm glad that you start to see it too, Joey, because I can't. As much I speak on it, it's always just going to be, oh, well, you have the money to fucking pay. That's what everybody always says. Well, you have the money.
You do have the money.
I've been paying for cable when I was fucking damn near homeless. So, fuck that.
I'm paying for cable too.
So, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, I would buy CDs when I didn't have the money. And it was just, you know, everybody has to pay their way. That's the way I feel about it all.
But now, Travis, how do you feel about if you miss a show one night because you're at work late or something, then you don't have on demand? Do you want to wait like 4 days until they re-air it or whatever, or would you hop on, maybe find a place to download it,
watch you're paying for it?
If you already pay for cable and it's a cable TV show, and you miss that episode and they're not going to replay it for like 3 or 4 days, is it wrong to download it since it's already on live TV? You just missed it. Watch it and then delete it.
No, I don't think so.
And then delete it.
I've
done that.
I think that the cable company should offer that ability to where you can watch anything that you pay for offline.
When I miss a show, I just stop watching it, and then when it's on Netflix, I catch up. Like, what is that, Gotham? I missed a few episodes, so I'll just wait for Netflix.
Yeah.
I've got that completely downloaded, ready to watch when I'm ready.
Yeah, Netflix has the exclusive rights to stream it, so...
So, Rick fucking lost his mind. Got knocked out by Michonne.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
She did that to save everybody.
I think so, too.
Rick is just dope. I hated... What's funny is I hated Shane, and Rick is past them. And I still like Rick.
I think Rick is a fucking realist, and the character's great to tell him, like, hey, you stupid fucks, I know what needs to be done here, and you guys are all going to get us killed. And then fucking Michonne fucking blindsides him, you know? Cunt.
It was smart. I don't think it was... I wouldn't call her a cunt to do it. I think she's trying to save everybody.
No, but fuck that. That man has saved their life how many times, no matter what he does.
She's not just saving hers and theirs. She's also trying to save his life. He's going to fuck it up, and he's going to get killed because of it.
Or...
Yeah,
they could all just say,
the right
you know
thing
what?
To say.
Fucking Rick says it's time to take this bitch over. We're taking this bitch over. So get down and put your hands on the ground, motherfucker. Because Rick says we're taking it over. He's the leader. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's just...
Not, oh, well, he's trying to fuck it up for everybody, so, you know. No, fuck that. This motherfucker would go to the end of the earth with him. You know, we've killed people together. You know what I mean? He says it's time to take this over, and he wants to make sure we're okay. Then I got his back. It's like if we go into a bar, right? If you and I go into a bar and you're drunk or you're not drunk or whatever, and you start a fight with somebody because you smacked his girlfriend on the ass. Whether you knew that was this guy's girlfriend or not, once he raises his hand to you, I'm going to knock his ass out. I don't give a fuck what my buddy did. I don't care. You know? I got his back.
I'm going to go bar you and just slap everybody's ass.
Oh.
Go, Travis, go.
I mean, that's the difference, though. I mean, of course, there's shit to the rule. You know, you're not going to back your buddy up when he becomes a molester or something. But you know, if something in this situation to where he says, you know, hey, I think it's time to take this thing over because you know this is what's going on. I don't see us surviving this, and every call I've made, you know, before this has been right. You know, you back them up. I don't know. I guess I just have that loyalty in my mind. I mean, it's just if you know, I'm sure if something happens like when you guys were in war, Joey, if you've seen something or something happens, you got your buddy's back no matter what, right?
how you survive.
I mean, yeah, and then that's the same kind of situation. I figure if anybody would see it that way, it'd be you, because it's like the same thing. It's a life and death situation. No matter what, he says, hey, we're taking this thing over. This is how it's going to be. These people are going to get us killed. Help me. He wouldn't even have to say help me. As soon as he fucking said it was time to do so, I might have fucking picked up a stick if I didn't have a gun and been like, yeah, I'm going to beat your fucking dumb politician ass into the ground if you don't get out of the gate, or whatever he wanted to do. Because
I don't know if that was really the best moment to take over, though.
Well, probably wasn't, but he made that decision at that moment. That's what was going to happen. He's sitting there choking the fuck out of the town surgeon. So, I mean, it's going down.
Yeah. What did you think when she burnt the note, saying I'm sorry about your son dying or whatever? She left the food on the porch and burned the note. That's it's already going down.
Oh, that's the part I fell
None of
asleep
them know
during.
that.
That's why I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about right now.
Oh, okay. So you didn't miss much of it. So what happened basically was, in a small recap, and this is of course spoilers, but you guys should know that by now. Small recap is Carol makes a fucking casserole, sends it over to the boss lady with
I saw
a
that,
note.
and she burned it
Yeah.
from the thing. Yeah, I
And
saw
then
that part.
basically Rick goes and asks the blonde chick that he wants to bang if with the owl made of knives, whatever the fuck it is, with the blonde, and asked her, do you want me to protect you from your husband because he's beating you? And confronts her about it. And then she's like, no, get out of here. I can handle it myself. And then he walks away, and then she goes upstairs, and he comes breaking in the door like a knight in, shining armor, and says, if you want it, all you have to do is say yes, and I will make sure he never hurts you again. I will protect you and your sons. Well, she says yes, and the fucking, of course, dude comes walking around the corner of the house, maybe had a few drinks already or whatever, saying, what are you doing in my house, Rick? Blah, 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 and they get into it. Big fight. Rick's getting his ass whooped, kinda. They end up out front. Rick's face all cut up on the street in front of everybody. He's getting the upper hand, and he then starts choking the dude out. And then the whole town runs up, and they're telling Rick to stop. And Rick flips out, has a gun, little pea shooter, and it's like, no, you guys don't know what you're doing. From this point on, it's going to be my way. Basically when Rick did the whole Ricktatorship in season 2 to 3, the finale.
Yeah.
Basically the equivalent to that.
It was a better speech, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. And then right when you thought Rick was going to either shoot somebody or, they were all going to cower away, Michonne walks up behind him and hits him in the head, and the episode ends. She takes the gun.
What?
Yeah. So she fucking... And Juan is saying, which I'm sure a lot of people think, is that she was trying to protect everybody because Rick kind of looked like he was losing his mind.
I'm not saying it's the thing to do, but that's what she's thinking. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's probably what she's thinking, or she has a ulterior motive because she wants to be there so bad. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say when you're talking. She seems to want to be there. She doesn't want it fucked up.
She said she wants to be there. She's made it very apparent about that.
She doesn't really want to do that whole Rick takeover and fucking violence all the time.
Well, that's not what I take from it. I take from it that she misses the violence. Because when she walks out and finds Sasha, they're all itching to kill walkers. And Michonne joins right in and starts shooting walkers in the head and enjoying it. I could see where... And, some of the things that, the Wounded Warrior Project, one of the articles they always had is guys coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq have that. People that seen heavy combat come back and they have a hard time, adjusting to the fact that, they miss the violence to a certain extent.
That Sasha seems like she's taking over, trying to do the opposite of what her brother did. Remember, when he, I'm not going to fucking kill anything.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going to kill everything that comes near me.
Yeah. Well, she was hunting the walkers, so...
Yeah, it seems like she's trying to prove a point. She's stronger than her brother was.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're exactly right, because she was screaming, you're not safe, and you don't even know, and, this is not okay, and So you have you have half of the group that's worried about becoming weak, and you have the other half of the group that is becoming weak, I think. So, and I stand behind my idea that the boss lady is basically separating the strong from the weak and being very tactical about it. And
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to find out with the season finale tomorrow night. By the time you guys probably listen to this, it's either been on, or it's going to be on. So it's definitely going to be a cool episode. I'm looking forward to it. I'm worried that it's not going to be enough, but it is going to be a 90-minute episode. So
Yeah, this season, especially the last half, it's been slow.
Yeah, I think it's being slow because of, I think they're trying to figure out a way to integrate the new Walking Dead spinoff series, which I have a few notes on real quick. So the Walking Dead spinoff series that's going to be on AMC it's going to be called Fear the Walking Dead. It takes place in LA, stars Kim Dickinson as the star. Seems to be a little bit of I would say, Hispanic family. It seems to want to put a large emphasis on the relationship between a parent and an adolescent teenager. Also, too, they ordered 2 seasons to start out with, which is that never happens. Most shows shoot a pilot and then they get either a 10 episode season, or maybe, a 24 episode season, depending on the show. But 2 seasons right off the door is crazy. Robert Kirkman, the co-creator of The Walking Dead and writer of the books and graphic novels, is the executive producer on this also. So,
is there any books, or is this all from scratch?
I have never seen. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Are you going to be watching it, Jordan?
I don't know, man. Don't know.
Well, we have our Game of Thrones will be popping up here in the next, week, I think? Week from tomorrow?
Mad Men 2 coming up.
Yeah. I never could get into Mad Men.
So you're going to have to tell us about it.
But, like I said, guys, we need your info, we need your reviews, we need your help, we need to interact with you guys. If we had 3 more Matts, we'd be good as far as people being involved with the show. Matt, we love you. Really, really appreciate it. You guys, remember, check us out, PTFOpodcast.com, and on Twitter @PTFOpod. We have a Facebook page too, PTFO Podcast. YouTube is PTFO Podcast. Remember, you can watch video and listen to the podcast on YouTube, or you can get us through iTunes or on the website at PTFOpodcast.com. So that's it for this week. We really appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you next time.
Love you. Bye.
Later, guys.
Bye.